Tricking is a blend of gymnastics, b-boying, capoeira, and obviously martial arts. When you see martial arts, you're going to see kicking, twisting, and flipping. I've been doing martial arts for approximately 6 years, tricking for about 9 months. Tricking to me is a full body expression of myself. I can't do this with any other sport like I can with tricking. When I do it, I feel like I'm flying, and what other sport can you really say that with? Like I said before, tricking is a full body expression of yourself. Meaning, if I do a move and Andrew does a move, it's going to look completely different because it's our own style and our art and beauty. That's what I do love about tricking the most, because we can make it our art and our beauty. So like I said, tricking is a passion to me, and to be able to do it with Andrew, a brother to me, it makes the sport even better. For me to be able to do the things I do is because of him, because he pushes me as a person, helps me, we push each other and we get better, and that's one of the reasons I love tricking.
Basically what I do with my art, it's essentially just mixed media. So I have a combination of multiple materials into one cohesive piece. Well, this style I've only been doing since last year, but art as a whole I've been doing since 6th grade. So starting last year, we did this project called the Intuitive Project, and our teacher would prompt us and we would answer the prompt through our art, and it would be an ongoing project. And it just started to turn into a mixed media project because it would be prompts like, talk about time, and I'm like, oh, I'll just use like charcoal for that, just because, you know, back in prehistory they would use charcoal on the caves, so I'm like, oh, that sounds right. And then, you know, prompts and whatnot would continue. Just kept, you know, with the mixed media because it just made a lot of sense for the piece. And then I just found it fun, so I continued it into this year for my senior concentration so I could apply it to colleges and such. So my art isn't really about me per se, because I usually go off of topics that I feel strongly about, but the process is definitely very much me. The way that I work is very intuitive and at a very fast pace. I typically have like a lot of projects going on at once. And because I'm just a very impulsive person and I just work off of like what feels right, that's kind of how my work represents me as a person. I do like the size that I work at because it's very monumental and gives off a very like empowering presence when you look at it. Because like if you compare me to the work, it's like, I mean, like even if I were to have it lower, it's still taller than me. It's just really cool. I also just like the materials I use. It's very like hands-on, and I can like, I don't have to use a brush. I sometimes use my hands. I've used my feet before, so it's a very like kinesthetic way of learning, and that's what I like about it.
Well, I do musical theater, and within musical theater I found that my strength is probably dancing. I've been dancing off and on since I was like 4. Musical theater, I started doing that when I was in 7th grade. Well, okay, actually I saw a show at Freeman High School called Damn Yankees. And I was watching them, like all the guys and dancing on stage. I was like, that sounds like so much fun. Like I definitely want to try that. I got in a summer camp at Spark that summer, and then when I watched Chicago, the movie musical, that's when I fell in love with it. I was like, that's what I want to do for a living. That's what I want to do for the rest of my life, because it's so much fun, and just nothing makes me feel better than performing and moving like that. Well, in theater, a lot of people, what they say is that the reason they like to act is because they get to be someone else. But the more you study acting, the more you realize that isn't really true. When you're becoming a character, when you're taking on a character, it's more so what you would do in that situation. Like you take the very, very honest pieces of you and put it into that character. And that's the same thing goes for musical theater. Even if you're just an ensemble performer, you're still putting yourself out in front of that audience into that character. And so that's how you get to show everyone who you are on some level. Well, I think that it's in any kind of art, you're giving yourself to the world, you know? Like, it's even if you're just creating art for art's sake, you're giving the world a piece of you, because you can't put that much time, that much effort into something without having it become a part of you on some level, like whether it's visual art, whether it's performance. I'm definitely kind of an excited over the top type of person just by nature, and so usually, because what I want to do ideally is I want to be in the ensemble for a living. That's what I want to do, and so that kind of sort of extreme high amounts of energy, I think, definitely is is one of my strengths, like the stage presence that I have on stage. I'd like to think that's something that I personally have and that not a lot of other people do. And just, yeah, in general, everyone's always going to bring something different, and that's the beauty of the art. And I think I bring that energy.